I think it would be most appropriate for me to just make a presentation briefly on the issues that are on ground for everybody to see, to hear, and then to ask questions. There are two issues that have been in the public domain regarding the Lagos State University. The first issue concerns distinguished Professor Peter Okebukola. Number two, the Vice Chancellor and the Pro-Chancellor diverting 198 million of accreditation fund.
Professor Okebukola, as at the time before they were common, were they already retired?
Assuming there was no amendment to Lagos State University law, by February 2016, Professor Peter Okebukola would have been 65 and he would have retired. Professor Peter Okebukola transferred his services to this university, and by standard practice, if you transfer your services from institution A and you come to institution B, it is a continuation of your service. So we will only go ahead and pick details in your record originally. That is what we use. We do not concern ourselves with any other thing. We pick that information and we roll with it. That is the document of transfer. This document, we can go to anybody can go to Elisha and go and reconfirm. Number two, the Vice Chancellor and the Pro-Chancellor diverting 198 million of accreditation fund. Lagos State University responded and we said, number one, we always operate within budget. We don't go outside the budget that they give to us. Number two, as at that time, we had already given to government our needs and what we will be doing for accreditation. And the Lagos State government was fully privy. And when we realized that the money that the Lagos State government was going to give us was not coming early enough, NUC wrote to all universities and told them, your accreditation must be done October, November. If you miss the window of accreditation October, November, NUC will just write straight to JAMB and tell JAMB, do not allow them to admit students until they are accredited. And for you to get your accreditation back, the process will take you almost two years to correct it. It will be foolish of us. We have only 70 programs. It will be foolish of us as an institution to allow 38 programs to be de-accredited. What did we do as a proactive institution? We immediately got in touch with our council and told our council that we always make provision. We always make provision for past services of members. We make provision in an escrow account. There is no way we can touch a pension fund because they are PFAs, pension fund administrators that we must send money to every month. So we cannot dip our, we don't even have that money because we have remitted it.
You did say that the management wrote to the state government.
Yes.
Telling the state government that the management wants to take money from the escrow account. In the event that the money is processed, that they should return it back to the escrow account.
Yes.
That's the transmission.
What do we do so that we don't run into murky waters? So we went back to our council and we asked our council, let us take from our escrow account, which is the money of the university. And we communicated to the state government that we are doing ABC. So let me now show you this document. The first document I've circulated there is the budget approval of the states, that this is the budget for your accreditation. And the breakdown you will see covers purchase of vehicles and the rest of them. So that is that document. This document that I'm showing you is the approval of our governing council. And let me read this, I will circulate it again. The governing council, he said, the governing council after deliberations ratified the executive approval of the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council on temporary borrowing of the sum of 474 from LASU Pension Investment Fund. You can see that is our investment. It's not our pension account. And I'll still come back to you on the pension account, on the pension fund, the pension of the university. For the purpose of accreditation, as well as those identified for remediation during the 2016 accreditation exercise, with the proviso that the revenue loss attributable to the temporary borrowing from the pension escrow investment is paid back along with the lump sum. That is the decision of the governing council.
And that was what the management,
wait.
did.
When, of course, that's what we spoke. When we got this on the 5th of October, what did we do? You will see set of letters. This one can also be around. You will see set of letters here written to the state government. April 23, 2018, 5th of July 2018, making a request for funds. You will see here September 19, 2018, request for approval for temporary use of invested university pension fund for 2018 accreditation exercise. You will see all of these letters. You will see it here. Then, December 03, 2018, request for approval for temporary use of invested university pension fund, that is request. So that, and all of these ones were asking that the money be paid back and everything. So I'm also circulating that for you to see. The letters we wrote, we communicated the position of the governing council. All of that is to make it easy for the fund.
May I ask, how do you fund the escrow account?
Every month, we have done our calculations in terms of who will retire 20 years time, who will retire 30 years time, who will retire 15 years time. So we have done our calculation of how can we be building up funds. In fact, we should be accredited as an institution. So many institutions go and ask, they don't make provisions at all. It is when the person retires, but we make the provisions ahead, so that anytime a person retires, we know that all our members cannot retire every day.
So the money is not deducted from the salaries of the staff. It's a personal investment.
We just make provision. It's not, yes.
Contributing to it.
Yes, we just make provision. We just make provision in advance.
Is it in your annual budget that the provisions are made?
Yes.
Towards that?
Yes, sir.
That's great.
Yes, sir. Not per head of staffs.
No. In general. For the rainy day.
Exactly, sir. For the rainy day. For the rainy day. That is what we do. For the rainy day. Going forward now, our pension fund schedule. This is our pension fund schedule as at 31st of March 2019. Our pension fund schedule as at 31st of March 2019. And you will see that our pension fund schedule is up to date. In terms of, you will see the amount in our pension fund schedule. And if you look at those lecturers who are here to give us their pension fund administrators, the list is here. The list is here. And the total amount of money involved is 91,959,092.62. 91 million. That is the total amount. But if you look at our schedule, you will see that in our schedule we had 639 million plus. 639 million plus. So if at the end of the day you take 474 from 639, it's more than covered. So if those people give us their pension fund administrators today, we will remit their money today to show you that we are not taking their money. If they give us their PFAs today, we will remit their monies today. That is the kind of thing. We are a university that we are so emphatic on transparency. That is a fundamental, a core thing for us.
Adeniran is my name. I'm the executive chairman of Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, CACOL.
Yes, sir, but please can you background this meeting to us? What really informed it?
Well, what informed me is about what we read in the media, Premium Times, specifically, thought we are going to get, we discovered that there is participatory and open and transparent governance in LASU, and we are very pleased with all the document he has backed up his own side of the story. The impression we have is that the VC doesn't have anything to hide. He answered all the questions as lucidly as we expected it, and that is the best anybody could do to clarify, cases like this, so that at the end of the day we will not go away with wrong impression that the corruption case could have been true after all.
So a word for him and the university community as a whole.
No, I just want to encourage him to continue to be transparent, to involve others, to treat people as he has been doing, making time out for people to understand him, and he should continue to be frugal the way he has been, forward-looking the way he has been, and of course, there will always be room for improvement, to involve even those he perceives to be against him. Nobody is totally accepted by the public that he serves, but he should make friends with those who perceive him as their enemy. He cannot satisfy anybody, but he should be friendly with everybody.
Ambassador Agbonkpolo Splendor, the Executive Director, Initiative for Leadership and Economic Work. What informed it is information that was made available to us, and we needed to seek clarification from the VC. And being an open person that the VC is, he granted us the opportunity to meet with him so that he is able to clarify issues of allegation against his office. The VC has shown us record. He didn't just say it with words. He demonstrated it by approvals, by papers to clarify all the information that he told us about. And to us, that which we have seen today is clear to us that he's a transparent person. And he's a transparent person, and he needs to be supported.
I'm Wale Ogunade. I'm a right activist, and of course the president of Voters Awareness Initiative,
yes, sir,
and as well as a constitutional lawyer. There is an information in the public space that funds have been mismanaged in the university, particularly as it relates to the money appropriated for the visitation panel. And of course, we had to come to investigate and to get some clarification, which have been shown not just by words, but even with documentary evidence, which are not even just generated, but are on the that have been in the file, and to prove that indeed the event for which the monies were allocated for were indeed used. And my own joy is that, for the mere fact that all I know about accreditation activities, and I know sometimes accreditation panels go to some places and they fail, or they do not get those courses that have been accredited, that are stated to be accredited. But for this to be done, then, and for all the courses to be accredited, then it means that definitely something good was done.
So you've been here there for the past 1 hour 45 minutes. Yes. It has been a hot one, placing the VC on some questioning. Yes. So what impression do you now have about him and about this?
No. It's about integrity. For the VC to be there with his management team, obviously it means that he runs an open door policy, a transparent system that is all encompassing. Because if it were the other side, he will just be the only one that will face members of the civil society.
So a word for him and the community.
No, I want to commend him, and I want him to keep it up. And for university community too, I want the university community to really support the VC. One person must always be the head, but there are other people that will give that supportive role for that person to succeed. And the success of the VC is the success of everyone.
Thank you so much.
Joining us, every tongue to Ghana. in radiance or in every